with Korean chef. I personally met her at International Food Festival. 대박! Hello everyone! This is Chef Good Choice. Good Choice! Today's video is a reaction to Poh's kimchi recipe. Poh is a celebrity chef who became famous from Masterchef Australia, and now has own TV show, published recipe book, and has own cafe. I personally met her at International Food Festival, testing Australia. And also, she is an artist actually. Her major in school was art. And she made Korean kimchi recipe video on famous food channel SBS Food. So, let's start? Let's do it! By the way, why there's no kimchi or other Korean food cooking video with Korean chef on media? Interesting. If you want to see my cooking video on TV, please support me. Click like and subscribe. And if you watch on SNS, please click share. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I've been waiting a long time to make my kimchi. My wombok's been harvested.
Did
How
she say
excited!
wombok? Did she say wombok? And recipe say Chinese cabbage? For Korean food recipe? Why? You can say Korean cabbage. Like for Chinese food, Chinese cabbage. And for Korean food, Korean cabbage. That's fair. Or just Asian cabbage. Easy. By the way, that cabbage is called 배추 in Korea. Like 배추. Sorry. So you're making Korean 배추 kimchi, not wombok kimchi.
Good choice.
What kind of 배추 is that? I know that is homegrown one, but looks so different. If someone knows what it is, please leave the comments under.
So you kind of throw the salt into the stalk
Throw,
area.
not the sprinkler.
Because obviously it's thicker.
Yeah, right.
Don't be alarmed because we will be washing it off later, okay?
That is correct. Put the salt, especially around the stalk, and core, and wash out later. Good.
So this is to wilt it and season it.
Wilt it and season it. Right. Yes, again. Finally someone knows the right way to make kimchi. Pete Evans, are you watching this? This is right way to make kimchi in Korea. The first step, cure the cabbage really well, is correct.
Good choice.
So what you're looking for is for the stalks to be quite bendy like this, but then still snap.
Soft and crunchy.
And I'm actually going to wring them like almost like a piece of towel.
That is a bit strong squeeze.
Right, I've got my wombok that's been salted, rested, rinsed, and then wrung dry.
Correct. But recipe say only 2 hours. I recommend you to preserve it for half a day. If you use big and tough cabbage like this. Her cabbage is quite small and cute, just like her. So that is why need shorter time. This is good. Is she making pool? The Korean roux? What? That looks beautiful.
You can see it's really, really sticky.
Usually we make the pool, the Korean roux, with rice flour. But actually you can use normal flour as well. The reason why we need to make the pool first, that makes texture of sauce, like smooth paste. And second, most importantly, that roux become feed of microorganisms during fermentation. So kimchi can stay fresh for a long time and become more nutritious. But please be careful, don't burn it and do not caramelize it. No taste from it. Just mix it on the heat, and once it's completely mixed, like paste, stop and put it away. This is not Western cuisine. And then recipe say cool down. Otherwise, it will cook other vegetables and sauce. This is fresh preserved food, not cooking with heat.
Good choice.
Ginger, garlic, onion, and then maybe apple.
And then last but not least, my little homegrown daikon.
Homegrown daikon.
Smells right.
But again, daikon is Japanese word. The Korean word for that beautiful radish is mu. Like mu. But short. Mu. Put in the blender? By the way, usually in Korea, we slice the radish, not blend it with food processor. But that is good way too, especially when you make big amount of kimchi, like for few months during the winter. But I recommend to try with sliced radish as well. It gives nice crunchy and cool texture in your mouth. Of course, you have to cure the radish with cabbage together.
Be careful not to pulse for too long because you don't want a really smooth mixture. You want a bit of texture.
That is what I'm saying, bit of texture. Yeah, that is why I said bit of texture. Slice the radish, bit of texture. Slice into the matchstick.
Okay, now we're going to add that to the paste. That is pungent.
Pungent. Yeah, garlic,
Wow.
onion, ginger, 고춧가루.
This stuff, oh my gosh, it is like 50 times the strength of regular fish sauce. So that's a Korean
Yeah, that is
fish
strong
sauce.
fish sauce. Korean one. 대박. 대박. She knows Korean fish sauce too. Oh my god. Yes! Finally! Someone knows a good kimchi recipe! This is great! This recipe deserves the name classic kimchi.
Uh-oh.
That Korean fish sauce called 액젓 from preserved seafood. But in Korea, we also use pronon as well. Easy to find in Korean grocery. And if you cannot find the Korean fish sauce, 액젓, you can use normal fish sauce. It still works.
Good choice.
Just going to mix that. That is funky. Ooh.
Spring onion and sugar. Just make sure that sugar is mixed in the mixture really well.
Now, it is very important that you have a pair of these handy if you make kimchi. Otherwise, you'll have no friends for the next 2 weeks. Okay? This is a very, very odorous activity.
Yeah, I know.
And your hands will be very stained from the chili as well.
Yeah.
So don't say I didn't warn you, okay? Right.
My grandma used clean hand cause there was no glove that time. But me and my grandma was best friend. Over 2 weeks for lifetime.
You'll have no friends for the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
I miss you, grandma.
Good choice.
Spread the sauce on the cabbage leaves. That is good.
That's it. That's all my mixture used up.
By the way, why every leaves are separated? See, I said 2 strong squeeze.
Almost like a piece of towel.
I can see the batch cabbage is broken.
And I'm ready to stuff these into
Into
jars.
the jar again. In Korea, we use ongi, not the jar. Of course, these days there are special container just for kimchi. But what is special about the container or Korean traditional ongi? The answer is it's breathable. So kimchi can stay fresh and alive in the container for a long time. I mean, not kimchi is alive, microorganism in the kimchi. If you want to know about kimchi more, please click here. Thank you.
I'm just going to press them gently. Don't compress it too hard because you do want room for that
not
fermentation
bad.
to happen. And if you pack it too hard, you might find a kimchi explosion in your pantry, and no one wants that.
During the fermentation period, the volume of kimchi getting bigger with gas and can be exploded and become smelly and messy. That is why we use breathable container or Korean traditional ongi.
Good choice.
Scoop them up and cover the cabbage with it. But like I said, just leave a little bit of room at the top. That is it.
That is airlock jar.
And then leave it in my pantry for about 3 days before
3
I
days
first check
only.
it.
Just 3 days? Maybe because she keep the kimchi outside room temperature. But when it's so hot summer, fridge is better than outside. Otherwise, kimchi gonna be cooked, not fermented. Pete Evans one takes 23 days and Poh's one takes 3 days. Interesting.
And that's my homemade kimchi. One for mum and auntie and one for us. Because Jonah loves kimchi. No, he doesn't. I love it.
Sharing is caring, not just cooking skill. I think she got good personality. By the way, I want to try the kimchi too. Please send me one. I ran out of kimchi this morning. You know I'm Korean. I eat kimchi more than 3 times a day. I want it bad. Actually, I like this recipe video. Everything is nice and correct, and even does not use the word classic. Except that broken cabbage pot. I want Pete Evans watch this video.
Conclusion today.
My grandma will be happy with her kimchi. Thank you, Poh.
Good choice.
So today, I react to Poh's kimchi recipe. This is best kimchi recipe so far from non-Korean chef. I can see Poh studied how to make kimchi really well. Not like other celebrity chefs. Respect. I believe what makes really good chef is attitude. Always try to learn and study yourself. And this recipe shows Poh is the one of good attitude chef. Celebrity does not mean chef is good. That means the person is famous. Anyway, I hope you enjoy my video and have a great day. And see you again in different video. Bye bye!